everybody. How is everybody doing? It is September 26, 2024, and this is episode 234 of Talking with Topher. Before I get into anything, let me start off the way I always do by saying thank you. Thank you to all of my subscribers. You're what keeps me coming back week after week. Again, if you're new, hit that subscribe button, all right? It's right there. Just click the subscribe button. It's free for you. This thing's not free to do, so go ahead and be supporting the channel and everything I do by hitting that subscribe button. Of course, if you want to tell your story or have an opportunity to be a guest on this podcast, talkinwithtopher@gmail.com is the official email of the podcast. Send an audio, video, or type it out. But you guys send it over to the official email of the podcast, talkinwithtopher@gmail.com. And then, of course, the link tree. It's in the description below the video. You can click it, find everything TwT, or you can just copy and share that with everybody, or you can click this share button right there, all right? That's how you can help promote and help the channel grow. I greatly appreciate everybody who does that. And now let's get into today's podcast. All right, everybody. I am recording super late. I am tired, and I don't know. I got to do two of these back to back, so I'm going to try and do my best. But it has been a crazy time. I don't have any time. Does anybody else feel this way? Where'd all the time go? How is 24 hours in a day not enough time anymore? This is wild, everybody. Oh, man, I have so much going on, so much to do, and where do I find more time? I sleep 4 hours a night. If I'm lucky, I'll get 6, and sometimes, like today, I got 7, which is too many hours of sleep for me. I know you're supposed to get 8. I know it's supposed to be really good for you, but how do you find 8 hours to sleep? How? Oh, I get so mad at myself when I sleep in, and I'm like, oh, I got more than 6 hours of sleep, which is good, but at the same time, I'm like, I have stuff to get done. So where do you find the time to sleep? Where do you find the time to get everything done that you need to get done? How are you managing your time out there? Because if you have any ideas or you have a better way of managing your time, send me those. Send me your ideas. Send me your ways of getting through your day and getting everything that you get done. Because I'm looking for a little bit of redirection here. I need to utilize my time better, and I gotta like, I don't know, I gotta change some things, right? Constantly changing, always changing. That's what I'm going for. If everything stays the same, you don't grow, you stay stagnant, and in order to grow, we got to keep moving. We got to change things. And, I had to change a lot with my jiu-jitsu game recently with my injured elbow. It happens, everybody. I've had so many injuries over the last, January will be 10 years. I've had broken pinky toe, bruised ribs. I've had busted shins, bruised, damaged forearms, shoulders. Oh, let's see. And mind you, these are not just injuries that happen in jiu-jitsu. I want to make that very clear. I'm not like, oh, I go to class and this is what happens to me. No. We have injuries that, happen as we're children. Like when I was a 16-year-old, 16 to 18, whatever. I took a dirt bike out. I was drunk. I was driving it around while it was raining out. I was the one that slid on the driveway and slammed into a parked van and busted my shoulder. And here we are almost... almost 30 years later, actually about 28, 27. Holy shit. And, the injuries are just there, right? So, unfortunately, jiu-jitsu does, it's not that I got the injury because of jiu-jitsu. The injury was always there, but jiu-jitsu had this way of bringing it out, I guess is kind of what I'm looking for here. But So both shoulders no good. And then after all these little things are healing over time, and then of course this is years of time. I've had problems with the knees. I've had problems with this. I've had a popped rib. I've had a few black eyes. Bit the tongue. You name it. I think it's happened, and it's not malicious. It's just what happens on the mats. When something like that happens, we apologize. We're not looking to hurt each other, but at the end of the day, we are trying to, hurt each other in a sense. So it does happen, but I recently got over the rib popping, and now the chest is doing much better, except for yesterday. I had some extreme pressure put on me, and I had to tap. I guess I still have a little bit of healing left, but nothing compared to when the rib first popped, probably about 6 months ago now. And now the elbow. I don't know, man. I got arm barred probably about 7 or 8 weeks ago, and it was a good one. It was very good. Person locked it up tight, and I decided to fight it. And that's where the problem lies. When my ego kicks in and my brain says, this is a lower belt, you shouldn't be getting tapped. That's the wrong way to think about these things. And I can't seem to get those thoughts out of my mind. I let the ego take over from time to time because I got a new stripe or I'm a brown belt and I think that I'm supposed to be this specific way. And it turns out that you're not supposed to be a specific way. Yes, I've put in the time. Yes, I've earned everything that I have achieved. Yes, this is extremely exciting for me. I love jiu-jitsu, and I still am so overwhelmed every time I go up in rank. It's something that you believe in your mind that you are capable of achieving, and then when they acknowledge it, you just go, oh my God, I did it. And then I start to think like, oh, well, if I'm at this rank, I should be doing X, Y, and Z. And maybe that's true for some people, but I'm not an athlete, right? I don't go to class because I'm going to be competing. I don't go to class because I'm going to be this jiu-jitsu master. I'm a hobbyist, and I have to remember that I'm a hobbyist, right? So in the world of jiu-jitsu, I'm there and I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, but I'm just a hobbyist at the end of the day. It's something that I love and I enjoy, and injuries come with it. And what I've had to learn and change is what I do. It's what I do because I can't do what I used to be able to do. I can't use my arm for pulling and pushing like I used to be able to. Actually, I can barely use my arm for anything now. I spend more time protecting it than I do trying to protect myself. And this is what I'm in the middle of changing right now because I have to utilize my feet. And I will be honest with you, if you are someone out there who's into jiu-jitsu and you're doing, I don't know, whatever you're doing, right? That's your game. And everybody's game is different. But when you get injured and you have to change your game, holy smokes, it's a different game. You're like, what am I doing? So I have been trying for weeks to use my left arm as my power arm. I have been trying to utilize my replacing guard, feet work, X guard, single X, anything that has to do with legs and shifting myself to utilizing my left arm as the dominant side too. I have to use my left side as the dominant side. I have to use my left arm as the dominant arm, and I'm trying to utilize my legs. So my game is completely off, right? Have you ever tried to you do something, right? You do something regularly, but then you just try to switch sides, and it's the weirdest feeling you've ever felt. It's the most uncomfortable I think I've ever felt is trying to do something with the opposite side from what I'm used to. And it is completely and absolutely discouraging. so discouraging. It really is. At the end of the day, it is discouraging. Why? Because I can't do it right now, right? It's like I'm starting all over from scratch again. And it's very difficult. It makes me feel like I'm going backwards. It doesn't make me feel like I'm moving forward. But the here's the problem with that. I am progressing. I am doing better. I am starting to utilize my left side. That is going to up my game. Right now, my game is garbage. I can't say anything else. My game is garbage, right? People are getting into my side control. I'm not being able to get out. I'm having all these white belt issues, right? That's what white, blue belt, it brings me right back there. That's what I feel like when I'm on the mats right now. And what I have to keep reminding myself is that when I was a white belt, blue belt, and I was training hard, and I was doing what I was training to do, it all slowly came together as a purple belt, right? So that's years of work to finally utilize and use the right side of my body with very little left side use. Now I'm starting all over from the left side, and I'm starting to feel comfortable, but it's not as comfortable as my right side. I still have to fight my body to go to the left side. I have to sit there and mentally tell myself, you got to move to the left. You got to use your left arm. You can't grab with the right. So I'm having this mental battle inside my mind while I'm trying to keep somebody off of me, while I'm also trying to train my jiu-jitsu and hopefully, either keep from getting tapped or tapping the person within the 3 to 5 minute round, depending on what we're doing. And I have to say, it's been a struggle, everybody. You know what? This is life, though, right? So if I was to compare life to jiu-jitsu, it's the same. Life is always a struggle. I always have to change what I'm doing in order to grow, in order to achieve the things that I want to achieve. You can't stay where you are if you want to grow. You have to be able to use that left side, right? And you have to be able to accept defeat. You have to be able to accept losing, in a sense. You have to be able to accept that you may not be able to do it that well right out the gate. And it's going to take time, and it's going to take practice, and it's going to take more hours before my left side becomes dominant. But if I can utilize and train my left side, then I would be able to do jiu-jitsu on both sides once my arm heals. So I'm looking at that as the bigger picture, right? I understand that my right side is down right now. I understand that my left side is definitely nowhere near where I need it to be able to defend myself and have a proper game right at this moment in time. But with time will come the development of my left side, and then hopefully my right arm, whether I have to have PRP or stem cells, or if I have to actually have surgery on the arm, I don't know. We're not there yet. But if those are all things that need to be done, at least I'm training my other side now. Because even after surgery, yeah, sure, I might not be able to roll, but I'm going to have to go and sit in and observe and watch until I can actually roll again. But at the same time, I can tie that arm up. I could be one-armed. I can do things. I don't have to sit and idle. And these are the things that I'm dealing with right now on the jiu-jitsu mats. And it's been quite the challenge, but I've accepted the challenge for what it is. I've accepted the fact that, my arm is really busted and it's undefendable. So if anybody grabs it, it's over. And this is the struggle that I've been going through, the past 6-7 weeks now since my arm got really badly injured. And this was an injury that was really bad a long time ago. And, well, the doctors, yes. So that's what it is. I'm sorry. The doctors actually told me that we had an x-ray. They didn't find any fractured bones. Then they give me an MRI. They're not finding anything there. So they give me another MRI and they load me up with this green liquid, and they still told me that everything with my arm was fine. They didn't find anything wrong with it. And that's the problem I have with today's health system, is that even with all of these technologies and this medical growth and all these things that have happened over time and how much we understand of the human body, I talk to so many people today that go to the doctors for certain things, and we all get like the same answer. We can't find anything wrong. But you just did all of this. It cost me thousands of dollars, and we're not moving forward. Well, no, we didn't find anything. So you're okay. It'll heal. That's crazy today. How are we still getting this answer? So I am a little nervous to go to the doctor in the first place, because I don't want to spend thousands of dollars for them to tell me that, oh, just lay off the arm. Don't use it. Yeah, okay, it's my dominant arm, How am I supposed to brush my teeth and wipe my ass, right? What am I supposed to do about that? I don't, I've been trying, okay? I'll be honest with you. I go to the bathroom. I try to use the left side, try to use the left hand. No, it doesn't work. Oh, see, jiu-jitsu is almost 10 years old. So I don't think that's as difficult of a transition to utilize my left side in class. But I've been doing the same stuff at home and for myself for 44 years. That's going to be really difficult to deprogram. So, yes, I'm working on myself, and I'm working on that left side to strengthen my jiu-jitsu game on the mats. But at home, oh my God, I tried showering with my left arm. I've tried doing dominant things around the house with my left arm, and man, I can't sweep. I can't wipe my ass. I can't shower. It's so difficult. So those challenges to try and not utilize the right arm as much and actually allow it to relax and heal has been extremely, extremely difficult. So, I mean, it's just been crazy, and trying to find more time to fit everything in and getting what I need in the next step of my journey on this planet it's been really difficult. It's been difficult. I really am trying hard, and I hope that, eventually I get what I'm looking for. But man, trying to change your jiu-jitsu game after finding it after 10 years is really difficult. But every time I get a stripe, every time I go up in my ranks, it is always the best feeling in the world, because you don't know it's coming. And when they call your name up there after saying some words, and man, it even this one stripe on my brown brought me to tears, because I have worked so hard for what I've earned in jiu-jitsu, that my jiu-jitsu gains are linked to my gains of not drinking, and they go hand in hand. So even though 2024 has really sucked, and I have absolutely 100% wished this year to end, I do have to say that not going to jail, and getting my first stripe on my brown, and then also 8 years off of alcohol is something to celebrate. But man, 2024 needs to go away. It has been a brutal year, and it just won't stop. Right now, it's not me and my family that's dealing with anything extra. We're still dealing with what we're dealing with. But there's a lot of people out there still struggling with this year, and it seems to be getting a little bit harder for them. And that's really, it really sucks, because this time of year is the most difficult time of year to be dealing with anything, because now the holidays are coming, right? The leaves are changing. Winter's on its way. And, well, technically, when this comes out, it'll be 5 days in the fall. It's kind of nice, the temperature's dropping a little bit here. Grass only has to be mowed one more time. And, I'm feeling pretty good about all that. I'm feeling pretty good about the year ending as well. But, for a couple of my friends and some people that I know, it's getting a little bit more difficult. And for them, I, send my condolences. And, I just want to let them know that you would always here for a shoulder to lean on. I let everybody know that. If there's some place that you need to feel safe, it's always with me. It's always with me. So that's all you can do, too. Just put it out there. When people ask for help, you let them know that you're available. And if they utilize you for it, then that's what they do. But if they don't, then you can't get upset that they don't utilize you for help. But at the end of the day, all you can do is let them know that you're here and do everything in your power when they call you, and just help them out. That's what we need. We need to help each other out in a time of need. That's the most important thing, I think, in this entire life, is being capable of helping people in tough times. And I'm not talking about financially, and I'm not talking about, digging people out of their debts. But when people are going through a hard time, or they're dealing with family members that are not healthy and they're in and out of hospitals, or people get injured, or a loved one passes away, you can be there for support. And I always try to be there for support. And the reason I say that is because nobody has ever really helped me out of my financial situation. I've definitely gotten some helping hands before. I'm not saying that goes without saying. But at the end of the day, my financial struggles were always my financial struggles, and I tried not to put those on top of anybody. It took me a long time to learn that. When I was younger and in my 20s, I thought everybody older than me had way more money, and what's the big deal? Just pay for this for me. Co-sign for me. Just do this for me. Why are you not doing this for me? That's the wrong way to think about it. Your financial woes are your own financial problems, and you need to deal with those on your own. Asking for assistance from family or friends always turns out to be a bad thing. It's never a good thing. It's never easy. It's always more drama. And I will tell you, I have borrowed money a couple times, and the first thing I do is make sure that those get paid back first. I will flop on a credit card payment before I flop on a friend and family payment. And I think that's where the problem lies, is that everybody reverses that. They got the money from the family and friends. They take care of the credit cards. They take care of this. They take care of everything. And then for some reason, they don't pay the friend or family back. And then the problems accrue. You know what I mean? And I find that very difficult to deal with. Why? Why would you ever sacrifice the family friend helping relationship over a credit card? Do you know that once a year you can call up and be like, I just missed this payment. I got the money right now. Can you get rid of that past due notice or that overcharge or whatever the charge is that they call it when you miss a credit card payment or any payment, right? You can have that wiped out once a year. So do it. Don't not pay your friends and family because you still have a credit card payment. Pay your friends and family back first, then deal with your credit cards. I think that's the best way to deal with it, because then at the end of the day, at least you still have your friends and family. The credit card will always be there because you used it, right? So you put yourself into that situation. It's nobody else's burden. So at the end of the day, when you ask for help, you got to take care of them first. So I think if you think of it like that, it makes it a lot easier to, possibly put it out there that you need financial help. But other than that, if you're not going to do it that way, then don't ever ask any friends or family for any financial help. Don't ever ask anybody close to you to co-sign for you. That's super, super strenuous, right? Because now all they're thinking about is, holy shit, what if this person does not make this payment? I'm now stuck with this payment. They're going to come for me. You can't put that on people. You just can't. And you have to be understanding that they won't want to accept that burden. You have to accept that, And I think that's what we need to do for ourselves as we're growing and we're changing. You have to open up the mind and be more understanding and see things from their perspective, right? See things from the perspective that you're not in. If you're mad at somebody, you're upset, look at it from their side. Are they correct for feeling the way they feel? Did you do something that could have really hurt them? Did you say something? Did you sleep with their girlfriend or wife? Like, think about the situation that you're in from the other side of things and just see if everything makes more sense from that side. I have found out that it does, that I screwed up. I made a mistake. And I have to pay for those mistakes. And I have to live with those decisions. And I have to accept whether or not this person wants to talk to me or hang out anymore. Or if they want to ever lend me money. Or if they ever want to come and give me a helping hand because I never gave them a helping hand in return after they helped me, right? So when you're going through changes, when you're dealing with certain things, when you're dealing with injuries and changing your jiu-jitsu game, whatever it is that you are doing and you are changing your life, be mindful of what other people are also going through in their life. And, just look at everything a little bit differently and through a different lens. And I think it would help a lot of us grow. I think it would help a lot of us see our own mistakes, because it's helped me see a lot of my own mistakes. And it's also helped me see that, I got a lot of work to do on myself still. And I'm happy about it. I'm really, really happy about it, because without being able to see this, without change, and without me being capable of bettering myself, I wouldn't be right here right now. I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing, and I wouldn't have the friends, the family, the colleagues, and the positive people in my life that I have today. So always, always, always keep an open mind and try not to put your woes and problems onto other people. But man, it feels really good to be where I am today. It really does. I'm going to be, I got like 2 months left. Woo. Everybody, it does not feel different to turn 45. but it feels kind of scary, creeping to those mid 40s, creeping on that early 50s. It's something that, well, when I was, I don't know, 12, 14, sitting in a shower, right? Just masturbating away, not worrying about anything in the world, extra long shower for an hour, just sitting in there. I don't even remember what I was really doing. And then you start thinking, I started thinking about what I was going to be like in my 40s. What was I going to be like in 26 years? I'm like, man, I wish I could go back and tell him exactly what was going to happen and see if that would smarten that stupid fucking kid up who didn't care about anything except for figuring out what this new feeling was when I touched myself in the shower, and worried about whether or not my parents were going to let me go to a school dance so that I could possibly grope a boob on the dance floor. You know what I mean? Like, those were the big worries in life. How am I going to get a cigarette? I don't even smoke, but I want to. And my friend said he stole some whiskey or some vodka and put it in a water bottle. This dance is going to be fire. I can't wait. We never use that word. We use the word awesome. The dance is going to be awesome. Greg's got alcohol. Jill's going to let me touch her. And I'm just going to think about that while I'm in the shower. And I've already been in the shower for like 50 minutes. Like, stop wasting the water, you stupid teenagers. Oh, my God. We're all guilty of it. But, man, I really did think I was going to be in a better place. I'm not saying that where I am I'm unhappy with, but when I was 14, I thought being in my 40s, I was gonna know it all. I was gonna be, I don't know, something. I was gonna be something. I don't know exactly what I thought I was gonna be because I didn't really have a career in mind. I thought you know what? I thought I was gonna be an artist. Thought I was going to be drawing, doing commercial art, maybe making advertisements for people. I thought I was going to be in the art industry. I spent all high school drawing. And then I realized, like everything else that I do, I'm not good at it. And was I not good at it, or did I not put enough effort into being good at it? I think I did not put enough effort into being good at it, so therefore I wasn't good at it at all. And I'm happy that I wound up where I am, but would it have been cool for me to be a starving artist? I don't know. And I'll never know, because that's not something in my it's not something I do anymore. I haven't drawn pictures in a long time, but whenever I have picked up a pencil to paper and given it a shot, it's all the same old stuff I used to draw. There's no new memory in there. There's nothing. And when I draw, it still looks super, super cartoonish. I have no realism in there, which is very interesting to me, because I don't know where that comes from or how to shut it off or change it. But I don't know. I guess like my jujitsu and like my not drinking alcohol, I would have to actually practice and exercise it. And you know what? I'd rather be behind a microphone and talking to all of you about all of these things that I go through, because I'm never going to help anybody through my art. I've actually thought about becoming a counselor, becoming a drug and alcohol counselor. I've thought of that. It's not crazy to think about at this age, because it's not unachievable at this age. And I do have to say that if there's anything that I have a massive education in, is drug and alcoholism. Yeah. You know, I was really good at it. I was really, really good at it. And now I'm strong enough where I can say that, you know, that I've talked to enough people, and I've helped 6 people get sober that I know of. And if anybody else out there has listened and, gotten off your addiction or changed your life for the positive, I do hope that I had something to do with it. And if I did, let me know. If you want to talk about it more, let's have you on the podcast. I'm excited for this. This is something that I feel like is calling me. I want to be behind this microphone once a week. I want to continue helping people strive to become better people. And I love hearing that somebody got off of their addiction or they stopped what they were doing because they listened to me. I love that. I think that's great. It makes me so happy to get those emails and to, talk to these people about these things and help them when they run into a roadblock. I've said a couple hundred times that I'm not big on AA, but I loved having a sponsor. I loved having somebody that I could call if I was running into an issue. And I like to feel like this allows all of you out there, whoever's watching and whoever's listening, you have a place to come. If you are like me and you don't like AA, but you need somebody to maybe help give you that push in the right direction, I'm right here. You can hit up the email. It's right here at the bottom of the screen. It's in the description below. You can always send comments. You can go to my Linktree and access all my social media. I may not have my notifications on, but I post almost every single day, for advertisement reasons. So I'm checking all of those things. So if you are reaching out, I'm looking. And if you really do need help, then I'm here. We had somebody recently reach out. They need some assistance. And we let them all know, you got it. Anytime you need anything, just call. Anytime. There's a few people that I talk to right now going through tons of shit. And I let them know that I'm available. And you know what? They actually reached out. And I was capable of helping them move through a barrier that they just couldn't get through. So, yeah, I loved and thought I was going to be an artist. I never thought I would be somebody that I hated when I was a teenager. I hated drug and alcohol counselors. I hated counseling. I hated therapists. And I just got done telling you that it's something that I'm actually intrigued about today. It's something that I believe I can do. I have never felt like the person to come to, but people tell me all the time, it's so easy to talk to me. What? What do you mean it's easy? I don't even find it easy to listen to myself. I'm like, So when people tell me this, I've had people tell me things that they would never tell anybody. Some of them have been on the podcast. And literally, I took them in a direction that they didn't even think they would ever talk about. I've had that said to me 4 or 5 different times after a podcast. And that in itself is like, it's like a drug. I chase it. I'm like, wait a minute. People feel comfortable talking to me. You want to open up. This is crazy. I never thought I'd be this person. So now I'm starting to redirect my thinking. Maybe I am this person. Maybe this is me today. The person I never thought I would be. Trying to achieve something that I despised. But realizing how helpful it is to me in my own recovery to help people in their recovery. So yes, do the rules of AA apply in my life? Of course they do. Those 12 steps, super, super important. If we could get rid of all of the religion and wipe it all out, I believe the whole world would be better. And I believe if I wasn't sitting in a kids' class in a church for an AA meeting, I might have felt a little bit different about it. But religion's really tough for me. And I can't get past it. I don't like it. So because of that, I started this. And because of lockdowns, I started this. And because of this, all of you have made me the person that I am today. And for that, I'm always thankful. So, I know this is going to be, I know I dragged on this entire podcast, but this is what I wanted to do for all of you out there, is make you realize that as long as you're putting in the work, as long as you're showing up and you're consistent in everything that you're doing and you're putting in, even if you have 40% of yourself that day, if you give 110% of that 40%, you will always keep moving forward. And as long as you are constantly moving forward, it could be in centimeter at a time, or it could be a mile at a time. Doesn't matter how fast you're moving forward. It just matters that you're still moving forward. So with that all being said, everybody, I really want to express how thankful I am for everybody out there who subscribes and helps the channel grow and comments, and to all of the people out there that I have helped through their barriers and their walls and with your sobriety and your addiction. I thank you, because without all of you out there, this would be a much, much more difficult struggle for me as well. So you make my journey through my sobriety and through my growth easier and more fulfilling than it's ever been in my entire life. Remember, if you're new to the podcast, hit that subscribe button. If you want to be a guest or tell your story, talkinwithtopher@gmail.com is the official email of the podcast. Of course, the link tree is in the description below the video. Click it, copy it, share it. I appreciate it. And now I just hope everybody out there enjoys their Thursday. I hope you have an amazing rest of your weekend. And as always, I will talk to you later.